This is Shelley Kraft. We're coming to you live on SNN Live. We're at the Bio Maryland booth at the Bio International Convention 2012 in Boston, Massachusetts. I have Mr. Richard Griffin, Director of Economic Development of the City of Frederick, Maryland. Welcome to SNN Live.
Thanks, Shelley. Thanks for having me.
It's good to have you. Now, it's an important position that you have. Maryland's deep in biotech. Tell me what's going on in Frederick.
So Frederick is a town of about 65,000 people in a county of about 250,000, and we're just outside of Washington, D.C. We're one of the largest clusters of biotech companies in the state of Maryland, now with over 70 companies. Some of the most notable ones are Fort Detrick, the National Interagency Biodefense Campus. The National Cancer Institute now has the Frederick National Laboratory for advanced cancer research in Frederick. And then, of course, MedImmune has all of its manufacturing up in Frederick.
You know, cluster is the byword of biotech these days. And technology is a clusterable event because you've got all the feeding of the scientists and obviously the educational facilities that are all through. So what are you drawing upon yourself for Frederick?
Well, we think our workforce is probably the thing that is the best asset that we have available to us. We have incredibly well-educated and talented workforce that helps fill these positions in all these different organizations. And so when we talk about the cluster, it's about workforce, it's about the support for those companies, and then it's about the transportation assets, getting materials and products in and out of the community. So,
and you have a few hospitals around too, right?
Yeah, sure. We have Frederick Memorial Hospital, and then, of course, we have Johns Hopkins and everything within a short distance of Frederick.
So growth has to be huge coming forward, right?
Well, Frederick has been growing consistently, and we used to consider ourselves to be the gateway to Western Maryland. We now consider ourselves to be the northern anchor of the I-270 technology corridor, and we're fully engaged with the whole metro area of Washington, D.C. and Baltimore, and a real player in biotech now.
So what's your background?
So I'm Director of Economic Development. I've been with the city for about 10 years. I came to it from urban planning background, and we have a tremendous historic downtown, and we're really proud of this idea of blending history and technology in Frederick.
You know, so I really want to know something. Why choose Maryland over everywhere else?
Well, I'm not a Maryland native originally, but I now have lived in Maryland for 16 years. I've lived in Frederick for 14 of those years, and I have raised a family there. And I'm going to tell you that the quality of life and the opportunity in the state of Maryland for business is as good, if not better, than any place else in the country. And I think in terms of feeding the biotech community, they've really done it right. Education, quality of life, housing, transportation, it's all there, and we have great baseball too.
And lastly, what is your website for our audience?
www.businessinfrederick.com.
And I like that. One more time.
www.businessinfrederick.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're at the Bio Maryland booth at the Bio International Convention 2012 in Boston, Mass. I have Richard Griffin, Director of Economic Development from the city of Frederick. I want to thank you for coming on to SNN Live. It's been good having you.
Such a pleasure, Shelley. Thanks.